Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is 3Chord Dave and today we're going to talk about the 2022 lineup from Squier. Yeah, because so far this is the most interesting lineup of 2022. Yes folks, we're going to talk about Squier's 2022 lineup in just a moment, but first I want to remind you 3Chord Dave Live happens right here every single Saturday, 10 p.m. Irish time. Do whatever you have to do to make sure you are part of it, because we have a lot of fun, a lot of laughter. We talk about guitars, music, movies, all kinds of things come up over the course of the 2 hours that we're live on a Saturday. Now, if you don't live in the Irish time zone, you can check out what time it is. Just hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, and choose all notifications. That way you'll get a reminder. You can come and join us when we go live. Lots of fun, lots of cool people attend, and last week we even gave away a free guitar. So make sure you're part of it. You might be the person who wins the next guitar. So who knows? And a just quick reminder as well, in the description of every single video are some links that you can help support the channel if you use, particularly the likes of Amazon links, where no matter what you buy, kicks back to the channel a little bit without costing you a penny. Also, draw your attention to some new merch, which will be here, and the link in the description for that is below as well. Anyway guys, let's talk about Squier in 2022. So yeah, Squier, as we all know, is Fender's affordable range, mostly made out in the Middle East. And they make pretty decent guitars on a lot of levels, so nothing to sneeze about here. And some of the 2022 collection is fantastic. There's a whole 40th anniversary range, which is really cool, and we're going to talk about that. But first, let's talk about the Baritone Telecaster. Because yeah, they've just added a Baritone Telecaster to the Squier range. It's not a limited edition, it's not a weird Cabronita style with P90s in it, which by the way is a cool looking guitar and everything. It's just not a traditional Telecaster. So people want traditional Telecasters but in a baritone variant. They've been wanting them for a long time. And now for just $499 you can pick one up. Two colours are available. It's a 3-colour sunburst or a black. Straightforward. But these guitars, very cool. It's a Nayato body with a maple neck, Indian laurel on the fretboard, traditional Tele setup. So you've got, regular Tele style single coil pickups. You've got a hardtail bridge. You've got a 3-way selector switch, a volume and a tone. That's all you need. They're Telecasters, but they're baritone. People have been wanting this for a long time. Even the Cabronita Baritone Telecasters were going for like double of their retail price on Reverb and the like for a while. Like Baritone Tele's very, very popular. So it's great to see these added to the collection by Squier. And the price point is fantastic. And you should be able to get a hold of them. Now, guitars are in short supply anyway, but when stocks are available, these will be a permanent addition to the collection. So very cool move, at least. Shows that Fender are kind of paying attention to what people want. And they've done this 40th anniversary edition on the Squier side. Things in here are just very, very cool. You're about to be tempted to buy some guitars, so just warning, spoiler alert, these are cool. There's basically two flavors. You've got Gold Edition and Vintage Edition. What's the difference? They're in different colors, basically. And one of them comes with Indian laurel on the fretboard and block inlays, and one of them comes with like maple fretboards instead, maple necks, and they all come with maple necks, and Nayato bodies. So let's get into it, and here we go with the Telecaster. So the Telecaster, of course, where it all began for Fender, so this is where we're going to start with Squier and the 40th anniversary range. Now these ones, the Gold Edition comes in either black with a gold anodized aluminium or aluminum pickguard, or the very cool Sherwood Green, again with a gold pickguard as well, anodized aluminium. They all have anodized aluminium as the pickguards. Vintage editions come with Satin Vintage Blonde, very nice, Satin Vintage Mocha, or Satin Vintage Dakota, which is red. That looks very cool as well. So those come in at $499 for the Teles. In dollars, it's supposed to be $4.99 in euros as well, and I think $4.29 in pounds that works out as. But again, referencing Thomann, their prices are a little bit lower than are being quoted here by Fender, basically. So hopefully you'll get a deal out there as well. Squier classic vibe style electronics and all of these guitars. Okay, so very cool stuff. coming from them. Now, if you're looking at the 40th anniversary Stratocaster, you've got some different color choices. The vintage edition is in seafoam green with the anodized gold pickguard, or you can have satin sonic blue. So satin is a feature of the vintage collection, by the way, for all across the range. Or if you want to have a black anodized aluminium guard, you can also have a wide 2-color sunburst. So that's an interesting one. And the gold edition will come in a Lake Placid blue with the gold pickguard, and also in this very interesting looking ruby red metallic. This, I don't know, it looks classy. It looks like I couldn't carry it. I couldn't pull it off, I don't know. But very cool looking guitar for sure in the ruby red metallic. The Stratocasters come in at $599 in dollars. Should be $599 in euros as well, but again, Thomann coming in around $539 for these, and in the UK you should be paying somewhere around $549 for them. So a little bit more expensive for the Strats over the Tellys. And the final standout for me in the Squier range, at least in the 40th anniversary range, is the Jazzmasters. I've never been a huge fan of Jazzmasters. They've never really just enticed me. Of all the guitars, the Fender offsets are just not something I'm drawn to. Great guitars, don't get me wrong, and you know, everybody loves that Jazzmaster pickup. It's something very different, I think, to a P90. It's very important to notice that. But yeah, these look amazing. And I think across the range, the colors, the choices that they've made here, Squier, are phenomenal. Particularly that Sherwood green Telly, but we'll get back into that in a few moments. But these Jazzmasters, so in the vintage edition, you've got satin seafoam green or satin desert sand. That's interesting. That's an interesting one. And then in the gold edition, you've got Lake Placid blue with the gold pickguard. Again, that's the one that looks fantastic. Or you can have Olympic white if you choose to as well, which is less appealing to me. But I have to say, a pick of the range here from the Squier 40th anniversary edition is the Telecaster in Sherwood green with the gold hardware and the anodized pickguard in gold as well. That's a beautiful guitar. As many of you will know if you watch the channel on a regular basis, last year I spent a long time looking for a Telly to add to my collection, and I got the contemporary Telecaster, the Squier contemporary Telecaster towards the end of the year there. Very, very happy with that guitar, but that Sherwood green one, I would have given it a run for its money, absolutely. I think at this price point, you're looking at top end Squiers. Like, these are going to be the best Squiers you can get your hands on. They're classic vibes. And I think they've really pushed the boat out. They've put out some really, really beautiful color combinations. The finishes look great. All the specs wise, exactly what you would want from a Squier. The pricing, you know, you're hitting $500-600 euros or dollars, so you're kind of in Fender Player Series kind of money there. So I don't know, they're pushing it a little bit, I think, but I think these are quality guitars. The Classic Vibe series are definitely, in my opinion, a step above the Player Series from Fender. So I think it's a very cool move. I'm really considering that Telecaster in the Sherwood green. Maybe I can pick up the Strat in the Sherwood green. I don't know, I haven't seen it available yet, but maybe we'll see. You know, we'll have to have a look at that. But I want to know what you guys think of the Squier range for 2022. The 40th anniversary range, of course, being the highlight of it for me. And some of these guitars just look absolutely beautiful. Great job from Squier, in my opinion. And that's pretty much what we wanted to talk about today. Fender, of course, have a number of brands under their umbrella. They've released guitars all this week. In fact, this week has been a pretty big week for guitars. We had the Epiphone Joan Jett Olympic special released the other day, which we did a video about. There's a Mike Ness guitar was released today, just before I sat down to record this video. Interesting stuff coming out of Gibson there. But on the Fender side, there's a lot of very cool stuff. But for me, the Squiers stand out head and shoulders above everything else. And the Gretsch lineup was very cool as well. I'll talk about those during the week as well. So make sure you check all of those out, because we'll be definitely talking about them on 3 Chord Dave live this weekend, 10 p.m. Saturday night. Make sure you're involved. Hit subscribe, hit all notifications, choose the notification way you want, and come back to the channel, because, you know, we love you, and we love talking about guitars and having some fun. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to hit the like button there on your way out the door. And I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.